I'm going to start today's episode off with a quote. This is from Seneca, and he wrote, "I judge you unfortunate because you've never lived through misfortune. You've passed through life without an opponent. No one can ever know what you're capable of, not even you." A brilliant member of the Your World Within team, Ashley, she sent me a kind of a thought experiment the other day. And she asked, if you're choosing between two trees, right, the exact same type of tree, height, everything, 1-to-1, which one is stronger, right? And one of these trees exists in a very turbulent, climate. High winds, a lot of fluctuation in weather, extreme temperatures, low temperatures, high temperatures, versus that same tree in a, let's just say, more mild, consistent, way less harsh climate. Which one do you think will be stronger? And why? The answer is, well, one, obviously acclimated and adjusted over time. It became tougher and stronger, more adaptable and resilient in the face of turbulence. It's proven itself because it exists where it exists, right? It had to evolve. Couldn't survive otherwise. Had to learn to endure. It's by facing the storm that you learn to navigate its chaos, right? And, having lived in South Florida for a long time, you see some of these palm trees take a beating during, Cat 3s, 4s, God forbid, 5s, and they're still there, right? The inverse, or the opposite example, is the tree that's never been tested because they've never had to be tested. See, every single one of us is stronger than we think and more capable than we know. The question in my eyes, is how often do you give yourself a chance to prove it? How often do you nod your head and kick open the door, trusting that you can take on what's on the other side? We have to be tested in order to evolve. Just like those of you familiar with weightlifting at the gym, building muscle is breaking down old muscle, and then it builds itself back up. A little bit, fractionally stronger than it was before you broke it down, right? Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I think a lot of people don't realize that growth is just a lagging indicator, right? It's the product of your strength and your willingness to attack something new in the first place. And sometimes, by the way, life gives you no choice. It throws the kitchen sink at you. But, and this is the fun part, when you fall in love with that process, when the gratification of progress pulls you in, life becomes an opportunity, a gift, a game, a chance to step into an evolved version of yourself. We do what hurts now so that it doesn't hurt tomorrow, so that the doubt becomes armor, right? We attack things that seem bigger than us today so that those ceilings become floors tomorrow. Stop signs become stepping stones. And this is, not merely a collection of cliches. This is a very real reminder. The further you're willing to go, the more life will give. The harder you're willing to push, the more opportunities are going to present themselves to you. Comfort isn't the enemy because of what it is. Right? Comfort is the enemy because of what it is not. It is not conducive to growth. It's antithetical to any pursuit of meaning. Comfort is often stagnation. So how do we realize this? Simple. Go out into the world, and as the saying goes, do one thing every day that scares you. You'll find what does scare you becomes more and more infrequent. I'm not sure that it's the world getting smaller as much as you and your self-belief and trust in who you are gets bigger. It's earning confidence. Oh wow, the city can fall down and I can rise from the ashes. Then why not live a life with more skylines? Why not dive deeper into the horizon? Not to prove anything to the world, but to show yourself. Right? The chisel sharpens the marble. It initiates the masterpiece. So when you look around and think, I'm worthy of more, or my heart's longing for something different, bigger, a life transformed, drop yourself into the storm. So that one, you become capable of moving through it, and two, you remind yourself, you prove to yourself who you are. That matters. You're not the type of person who sits and watches life go by. You are the person who steps into the abyss and determines what life is. You're not an order taker, you're an architect. Manufacturing opponents not to defeat them, but to elevate you. So again, go find obstacles. Attack chaos. Immerse yourself in unknowns. Be the one who doesn't know but steps in anyway. Not to prove anything to the world, not to show anything to anyone, but to remind yourself that you can. To remind yourself that most will say no, and that's fine, but that's not who you are. When the sky's falling and the walls are crashing, you are the one who finds a way.